You ever wondered how a payphone works? Me either, but I got one. So, as this story starts, I was at the pawn shop, and I came across this gem here. Probably paid a little more to it, but the irony of it was I found it really funny, but I also found it interesting. Believe it or not, there's a lot of science here, and there's a lot of weight here. This thing's about 60 pounds. I just thought it would be really interesting to actually just see what's on the inside. I've always been curious, and so this is just a fun video. Now, mind you, the lock on the side hasn't been taken out, so we can get into it. So I'll show you. It's a whole lot easier, and for us Gen Xers that used to use them quite regularly, it's a whole lot more simple than we were led to believe. So there's a lock on this side, but there's also a key lock like this. Well, there was this key lock, there was this key lock, but also on this side, there's this key lock. This key and this key are the same. This was a key and this was a key, but there's a slide in here, I found out. So I stick my finger in here and get it stuck most likely, and move this slide. I think I'll move it up or move it down. Forgot. Oh, there it is. I was on the wrong side of it. Ow, I'm left-handed. So, just... Okay, I'll need both hands. You see in that little hole there, we have to pick that bracket up. It is a pretty tight fit, but I did lay it down, so let me show you. Down, and you can see the hook right here, and it literally just goes up like that. But, see this little ring right here? This ring, you have to pull up like that. It connects the top to the bottom. So now we got it in two pieces, and truthfully, this is really almost no different than the one in your house. This is the hang up signal right here. See how that works from this side. Now, you got the volume control here. It just, you know, this is for the quarters. This is the return. But all this is your basic phone. This right here actually is the main plug with a little hoop that plugs into the back, the call box back here. So that's pretty cool. Now, from what I can gather, this phone came out of San Antonio. How it ended up in a pawn shop in Wichita is beyond me. But it's just like a regular phone. It even has a bell for ringing. It will accept calls. It has a number. According to this sticker here, it says manufacture date and warranty date. So the warranty expired in '98. So this is actually a fairly new payphone by comparison. But let me show you how the coin slot works. This is kind of cool. So apparently it was either it says warranty, teleservice, manufacture date. I don't know. I'm not going to... Oh, I can feel something behind it, but I'm not going to peel that sticker off. I think it's kind of neat to have. But yeah, it's got the bells that make it work. But here's something cool. The way this little thing hits right here, you hit that button, and it kicks this out. Well, it sends the coin. Instead of sending the coin to this box, it sends it to this slot. And right down here. So let's see what happens when we stick a quarter in. Okay, so the quarter is sitting down here. I think I need to stick another quarter in because this is a 50-cent machine. Uh-oh. I lost my quarter. So my quarters are jammed up in here. I lost my money in a payphone. This is the real deal. I actually just discovered something pretty cool. Stick this in right here. It goes down to this slot. Now, if somebody calls and answers, it'll go into this. If I was to charge this, but you hit that, boom, it actually goes to the return slot. That'd be cool if that wasn't my quarter. But it's kind of neat how it all works. It just goes through a series of, you know, just through a whole series of stuff. So I've been trying to figure out how to make it go into here, but we'll open that up in a minute. But this is a really fascinating device. If it's locked up, this right here will close it to where you can't stick any more quarters in. But I've been trying to figure out how this works. I think this right here is just an actual bypass. Like if something gets jammed or what have you, it just drops it out. So actually that's exactly what it is. I'll see if I can make it bypass. I actually got one to jam up, so let's see if we can make it so we can watch it come down the plastic chute here. Okay, so I'm holding it right here. I've got that, so let me hit this. Yep, and there it goes, right down to the chute. So that's pretty cool. So this one right here is if nobody answers, you get your quarter back. This right here is if it jams or if it's a slug, it automatically rejects it. That's some pretty neat science in here, man. Most of it's mechanical. Like I said, there's a bunch of electronics. But this whole mechanical setup for change is just really fascinating. So let me get a couple of tools here, and let's open this chain slot. Now I discovered that there's two different ways you can open this chain slot. You can get a pick in here and move this like that. I'm glad I didn't know that when I was younger. Or you can just jam something in this and just pop that out of the way. So that's exactly what it is. This is just a tumbler lock, like that, and just locks it in like that. And if you really look at the inside here, you can see it move. So let me see if I can, oops, well, I guess we'll have to turn that off. That's just too bright. Well, maybe not. Yep, we're going to need that. If you see right here, you can see the lock. So if you turn it, see how it just, all it was a rotating simple lock. And all you really had to do is just get in here and rotate it. Yeah, there you go. Boop. Well, yeah, it was easier to take off than it was off. But on the back, like I said, on the back, it's really simple. It's just a series of mechanical levers that you can really, it just spread out and lock it. It's real fascinating yet simple design. Now the coin box is something else. Let me pull it out here and I'll show it to you. It's got a little lock on it. It just literally just pulls right out. You just do that and you pull it out. Now this closes and this is locked. So this right here, actually, when you push it in, it's supposed to be up here and it leaves this open. So the coin box itself is 100% locked. Let's look inside. Now trust me, I did have this apart. Well, the guy at the pawn shop took it apart and there's no money in it. That's usually, you don't spend this kind of money looking for change you can get at the gas station. But it's pretty interesting inside, so let's look inside the coin slot. So as we go in, you got the little pressure plate here that holds this. Got your little lock right there. The plate that holds this in place. You got your mounting holes back there if you want them. And that little groove right here is supposed to be for this. Now this is the coin slot, like I said, where the coins come through. You can see the hole in the back right there. I don't think there's anything in there. Nope. But it's just a really simple box, but it's got some neat. It's an interesting design. The phone is really simple, yet it's geniusly designed. Believe it or not, these phones are designed to work like any regular phone. They cut the back here, which kind of made me upset. But right here is where a standard, it just plugs in. And truthfully, if you ever look at a kiosk where they remove this phone, it's just a standard phone plug. In fact, back in the day, when I didn't have a phone and I had to walk up to the, I used to live in the hood, and I had to walk up to the phone whenever they'd steal a payphone at least once a month. And if I had a phone, I could just plug the phone in and make my phone call. But it's pretty simple. It's like I said, it's just your bare basic phone. I mean, it's got the phone company stuff in it, but it is really designed for function and form over anything else. Technology is almost as secondary as it needs to be weatherproof, it needs to be robust, and it needs to function. And that's kind of the primary design of this phone. It wasn't built for fashion or anything like that. It was designed solely for function and, you know, to keep the coins in. This is actually a really heavy door. So, yeah. Let's get the coin box open. What's sad is you're going to be as disappointed as I was when, not because there wasn't any money. You think this would be a more complex, robust kind of thing. But this part is actually really light. It is literally just a change box. So, I'll show you how it works. So, it literally just flap and it hinges up. Now, the top does come off. And it's just a hollow box. Little barcode on it. I'm sure that the barcode was matched up to the phone. There's a couple barcodes on it. But the science is actually right here. This is actually kind of a neat thing. So, as I said, this little piece has to go back to fit. Now, if you try to stick this in, it won't go. This has to be open for it to work. That's where this comes in. This is a really unique kind of lock. We were sitting there playing with it, trying to figure out. But what happens is you just sit there, you have to push it in and give it a turn. And this thing suddenly is good. Now, when it goes back in and you pull it out, it will trip this. So, and it locks it. But I think it was secondary because they may have had a little tiny lock on this at one time or a seal. But yeah, it just literally just clips back in like this and snap, and this is ready to go. So let me show you how it goes back in. So we got it tripped right here. So if you try to stick it in without doing that, it just won't go. You're just not gonna get it in. So let me pull that out and fix that, and try not to break things. But let me fix that. Just like I said, just stick it in, give it a turn. Oh, you got to get to lock. I need a bigger screwdriver. I need 2 hands. Okay, so I got it. It's good to go now. Same way, we just stick it in. It should slide right in. Really easy peasy. Yep. Now, mind you, it's got some tension from the bottom. That'll keep it up, but just shove it in with your thumb. And it's in. And that's how you do that. So I don't have a key for this, but I have a pick. So to lock it, I'm just going to stick my pick in, give it a turn, and she'll come out. See? Just take it and stick it in and turn it, and I can get it to lock. So this should just go right back in. So this is, like I said, it's a pretty robust case. You just click it on there and get your little pick in there and turn it, and she's locked. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't know how easy these were when we were younger. But if you actually had to and you didn't get the key, this little thing right here, you can stick a little screwdriver in there and you can jimmy it and it'll pop. That's how I got it out. And then once I got it out, realized I could actually rotate it with this. Yeah, that's what we did. I realized I forgot to show you something when we took the front off. And that's the locking mechanism. Now, the keys, the lock right here is gone. And what that did was, you can see where it was hooked up here, it just picked it up. But these hooks right here are on both sides. It's got this bar right here, and it's hooked on both sides. But basically, when you turn the key that's supposed to be right here, it just picked that up and clink, locked it in place. I'm trying to figure out if this thing actually, well, I'm starting to think this was more of a secondary kind of thing. Let me see if I can actually turn it with this. Amazing. I can't open the top, but I can get the key slot open. So, hey, whatever. I'm not going to tear it up, but move that down. And basically, when you slide it on, you just set it in, drop it, and you turn the key. It picks this up and just locks it in place. Of course, don't forget to plug in your little CAN bus plug here, or whatever you call it. It's kind of an interesting device. It connects the front to the back. Yeah, just plugs in right here. It's kind of an interesting deal. You just have to make sure you plug it in right. It's keyed, so it only goes in one way. You can see the little notch on the top here, and a little notch on the top here. But yeah, it's kind of a fascinating deal. So I guess I'll put this back together. So what we kind of have to do is pick this up like this, set this on here. Oh, without breaking things. I actually do like this. I don't want to break it. And you have to plug it in before you... So this is where it gets a little tight, but you basically just have to plug it in. It's... Yeah. Okay, we're fine. Just plug it in and make sure these are down. And truthfully, it really just slides into this groove. It's grooved right here, and you just slide it straight in. And if I had my lock, I would just turn the key right here, and you just turn it and it locks it into place. And that's the Payphone. It's kind of weird. I mean, I really do like it. But yeah, what possessed me to buy it? I thought it'd be really kind of funny. So you might be asking, what possessed me to buy this? I don't know. I thought it was a neat piece of nostalgia. The price was a little high, but I kind of had this thought I was going to go find a phone booth, put it in the front yard of the house, light it up, stick this in it, and then hang an out of order sign on it, because we all like to be remembered of the past. Reminded. But I really don't have a plan. It was just some kind of an impulse buy. I need to quit that. But truthfully, that's the mechanical function of a payphone. It's pretty simple. It's a whole lot more simple than I thought. Look, I'm not into the electronic wizardry and stuff of all how this works, but I do really like the mechanics. I thought the coin slot was neat. And truthfully, I'll find a use for this. I didn't realize it was this heavy, but I thought it would be a lot of fun to just kind of play with and see how it worked. And just share this with you guys. This was a completely pointless video. But it was fun. And I thought we could all have some fun together. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next video.